Hello and welcome to the In News series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be discussing about will the trade between India and Pakistan resume after so many years. So what happened after the Pulwama attack and the year 2019 that India took off the most favored nation from the Pakistan, and then India also put up a tariff of around 200%, and after which in the year 2019 the article 370 revocation of article 370 worked as the last nail in the coffin when the trade between India and Pakistan almost reached its lowest point. So has the time come that the trade between India and Pakistan to resume again? So this is what we will be seeing. So let's first of all see what is the timeline. First we'll be looking at the news, then about India-Pakistan trade. What are the challenges between India and Pakistan trade to resume again? What is the history? Who benefits from the resumption of trade? And in the end, prelims practice question. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2, that is IR, that is India's neighborhood, and also GS paper 3 economy with regard to trade. The news talks about what will it take to resume India-Pakistan trade? Resume means in earlier times the trade was going on between India and Pakistan, then it reached its lowest time and it was almost shut, and now will the resumption again take place or not? And it is between India and Pakistan, as Pakistan is India's neighbor and we share a land boundary and the maritime boundary also with Pakistan. So on 23rd of March, Pakistan's foreign minister has said that his country may seriously examine the question of resuming trade with India. Now, resuming trade with India. Pakistan's foreign minister is saying that the country is seriously thinking to resume trade with India. Pakistan stopped trade after the constitutional changes in Jammu and Kashmir in the year 2019 when the revocation of Article 370 took place. So this is what happened, and few other reasons was the Pulwama terrorist attack from the side of Pakistan, terrorism in Pakistan, and also India putting around 200% of customs duty or tariffs on the Pakistan's import. So after that, Pakistan stopped trade with India. Then, as of now, the economic status of India and Pakistan is very different from each other. While India's economy is more than 10 times of Pakistan's economy, and Pakistan economy with each passing day and month is going from bad to worse condition. And Pakistan as of now is in the very grim situation and is in the dire need to get a financial support and to boost the economy. Now, what are the challenges to normalization of India-Pakistan trade? What are the challenges? So, let us first know a few things about India-Pakistan trade. So, India and Pakistan have been trading since a very long period of time, and India has always been on the surplus side with regard to India-Pakistan trade, because we export more to Pakistan as compared to what we import. So India always had a very large trade surplus with Pakistan, and we export many things with regard to the raw materials to Pakistan, and also you can say cotton, sugar, pharmaceuticals are few of the things which we export on a very large basis to Pakistan. But now, as of now, the trade between India and Pakistan is not happening directly. If it is happening at all, then it is through a third country. Like for example, the trade from Pakistan will first go to Dubai. So the goods will first go to Dubai, and then from Dubai it will come to India. So directly the trade is not happening, but indirectly or through a third party it is taking place as of now. But the trade has reached to its lowest part. So, the challenges to the normalization of India-Pakistan trade is the leaders of the new coalition government in Pakistan. So, recently the Pakistan has got a new government, but the problem is that the hard line politics of Pakistan has always been against India. As of now, few people are saying that Pakistan needs to have good economic terms with India to boost its economy, which as of now Pakistan's necessity is Pakistan's necessity. But there are few hardliners who are always against the trade with India. So then comes the role of Pakistan's army, because Pakistan is a country which is very much dominated by the army. So the leader of the army plays a very dominant role in Pakistan. So the army has also been against the trade relations resuming again between India and Pakistan. Then demanding the reversal of the decision on Article 370. So India has revocated Article 370, and Pakistan's one of the major ideas of Pakistan with regard to relations with India has always been Kashmir, and India has revocated Article 370 and Pakistan demands that the reversal of the decision on Article 370 should take place. Then the problem of terrorism in Pakistan, that Pakistan has been a land of terrorism, and the terrorists go in Pakistan and take shelter. So with regard to terrorism also, between Pakistan and India, both the countries have always been at loggerheads with each other with regard to the terrorism. So these are few of the challenges with regard to the normalization of India-Pakistan trade. And after that, what happened was that India has also taken back the MFN, which is the most favored nation tag, from Pakistan also. So this also created a problem for Pakistan. And now on the global stage, Indian economy is doing well, and India is coming up as a leader of the, you can say, the global south also, the South Asian countries also. But on the other hand, Pakistan economy and Pakistan's global stature is not doing well, and Pakistan's economic condition is bad. Pakistan has suffered from flood. They need as of now economic support, and their economic support from the IMF. They are taking loans from international community. The country in recent past has seen a very heavy floods. So this also caused a lot of problem in their country. The Pakistani rupee, the currency of Pakistan, is also becoming very weak, while the forex reserve has also reached to its lowest. So these are few of the problems that Pakistan as of now is facing, and these are also few of the reasons that why Pakistan needs to resume trade with India, and why Pakistan would be hoping to resume trade with India. Now, few of the things with regard to the history of India-Pakistan trade. Now, after the wars of 1965 and 1971, trade links were largely cut off, and also after the Kargil war in 1999. So the trade links were cut off, and during this time even Pakistan was in fine condition as compared to the situation that Pakistan is in as of now. So the borders were shut and they became heavily militarized. So much of the real trade took place via other countries. So the direct trade between India and Pakistan did not take place during the time of wars. So it took place through other countries. Then the SAARC preferential trade agreement were signed in the year 1993, but again the politics of Pakistan came in between, and also the army played a part, and it could not be moved forward. Then in the year 2010, the Indian government tried very hard to improve trade ties with Pakistan, and World Bank also helped in negotiation a petroleum agreement. But this also did not work out with regard to the army of the Pakistan and also the politics of the Pakistan. Then in the year 2014, SAARC summit took place, and the member countries agreed to open border to facilitate the movement of trucks and trains between each other. But here also the internal matters of Pakistan were not resolved, and this could not be worked properly. Then abolition of Article 370 shocked Pakistan, and this was the time when Pakistan stopped completely the trade with India, and it backfired on Pakistan in some way or the other, because it is Pakistan who as of now needs to trade with India. Now let's talk about India's bilateral trade with Pakistan over the years. So this is with regard to the year 2003 and 4 to 2018-19, and after the year 2019 it was the year when Pulwama terrorist attack took place. Then India took off the most favored nation from Pakistan, and then 200% tariffs were also put on the Pakistan's import into India, and that is when the trade between India and Pakistan was almost completely shut, the direct trade. So in the first line we will know about the exports from India, then imports from India, total trade, increase or balance of trade. So balance of trade, you will see that India has always been in the surplus. So India has always been in the surplus of trade with Pakistan. Now exports from India. So exports from India has increased over the year from 2003 to 2018-19, you can say. And it reached its peak during the time of 2010-11, then 2012-13, 2013-14, 2015-16. So these are the times when it almost reached its peak. And the time period where we will see that there was a decrease in the trade between India and Pakistan, those were the time of 2011 and 12 when there was a decrease. Then 2014 and 15 there was a decrease, and then after the time of 2015-16 the decrease could be seen between the trade of India and Pakistan. And after the year of 2018 and 19 the major drop in the trade between India and Pakistan could be seen. There was more than 90% drop which was seen after the Pulwama terrorist attack and after 2019. So this is about the bilateral trade with Pakistan. Now who benefits from the resumption of trade between India and Pakistan? So it is basically and very clearly Pakistan as of now is in the need to do trade with India so that their economic condition can become better. They can have good relationships with their neighbors, and during the time of crisis it is the neighbors which can help better than anyone else. And seeing the growing stature of India in the international arena and the global stage, and seeing the decreasing stature of Pakistan on the global stage, Pakistan needs to have good ties with its neighbor, and specifically the neighbors who are doing well. So Pakistan to reboot its economy in partnership with India. So to reboot or to work well its economy again, they need to have good relations with India. And the member of FICCI travelled to Pakistan in the year 2012 to negotiate mutually beneficial terms of trade, but this also did not work out because of the presence of army and their strong influence on Pakistan politics. Pakistan's crippling economy needs help as they are taking loans and financial support from the international community. Pakistan's currency is losing value and it is becoming very weak. Then it needs MFN status from India's side so that it can take benefit of the trade. Then financial support from IMF or the international community, and as of now it is working out its terms with the IMF to take more loans. And the problem of terrorism also Pakistan needs to solve. And with regard to India, that is Pakistan's neighbor, so Pakistan is not in good terms with its neighbor, be it Iran, be it Afghanistan or be it India. So accordingly, the situation that Pakistan is in as of now, specifically with regard to the economic conditions, it needs to create jobs for its people, it needs to get inflation in check, it needs to solve its energy crisis, it needs to increase its forex reserve, and it also needs to make its currency competitive in the international market. If Pakistan do not want to suffer major losses in the coming time also, and it wants to reboost its economy, then having good relations with the major economies of the world is of utmost importance. Now, before moving on to the prelims practice question, Drishti IAS is coming up with UPSC prelims test series for 2024. It is both in online and offline mode, both in English and Hindi medium, and the date on which it is starting or commencing is the 7th of April. So there will be in total 10 tests which will be consisting of general studies and CSAT. So you can check out the Drishti's website, or you can download the Drishti Learning app, or you can also contact Drishti to boost your exam preparation with this test series. And now in the end, the prelims practice question, it talks about the concept of the most favored nation, that is MFN is dealt with ILO, WTO, World Bank, IMF. I think you should be able to give me the answer of this question. So give me the answer in the comment section. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time. Keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.